It'd be an upgrade that will do the trick.
Several upgrade options exist. We're learning about the things that might save you time and money in this week's Compute This.
Here he is, Thor Schrock. He owns Schrock Innovations. Welcome back, Thor.
Did I not get the memo about wearing salmon today? Seriously?
Oh, this is pink. This isn't really salmon.
Yeah, I
He
call this
admitted it's
salmon.
pink.
He admitted it.
Listen, real men do, Thor. I've
They
seen
do.
you
Real
in
men
pink
wear
before.
pink.
I've
All
seen
right,
you
so
in
let's
it.
talk about these computers. So as they age, they just naturally get slower.
Kind of like people.
Well, and that's the thing. Your computer is just as fast as it was the day you bought it. What's gotten more complicated is the software you're running. And so you're asking your computer to do more work with the same number of resources in the same amount of time. Just like your boss asks you to do double the work in the same, maybe not your boss. I don't want to get, some guy's going to come in here, you're going to see the cane come out.
I was going to say, I go slow all the time.
Yeah.
So.
But you know, you can't get the same amount of work done with the same resources in the same amount of time unless you inject some new technology or some new system in there to make it happen.
What about hidden costs once we buy a PC or a Mac? That's not always the end of it.
No, you can upgrade a computer in a number of ways. In fact, there's 6 major upgrades that you can do. Some of them are super easy, some of them are more complicated. But any of those 6 major upgrades that you can do to a computer, like memory, for example, is a very easy one to do. You just snap it in there. You do want to run a test on it because there are different types and speeds of memory, and you got to match all the types and speeds up. So it can get a little tricky, especially if it's a custom computer.
Yeah.
But if let's say you have 2 or 4 gigs of RAM, adding another 2 to 4 gigs of RAM can literally double the speed of your computer.
Yeah.
So if you have an old machine, you can add some memory to it for about $100, and
Right.
all of a sudden it's like you have a new computer again, and you avoid having to purchase that new machine.
When you talk about memory, well, what's this right here?
That is a solid-state hard drive. Now that's a common
That's
thing.
different than memory,
That's
because a
different
hard
than
drive
memory.
is what stores all your information.
Hard-
Memory is what has to do more with speed, right?
Exactly. Your hard drive is like a filing cabinet. When it's full, you either have to take files out or add another cabinet. Memory is like the surface of a desk. You can spread your papers out and work a lot more efficiently than you can on a smaller desk. Now, solid-state hard drives have no moving parts. This is a little pricier of an upgrade. You're going to spend between $200 and $500 depending on the size you get. But the hard drive is the major bottleneck in all modern computers. No matter how fast your computer is, your hard drive is slower than the memory and the processor. Upgrading to a solid-state hard drive can literally double the speed of your computer.
What's the story on Windows 8?
Well, Windows 8 or Windows 7, if you're running Windows Vista right now, upgrading to Windows 7 or Windows 8 will give you an automatic 25% improvement in performance. And Windows 7 and Windows 8 should both run on a computer that's running Windows Vista.
25% is healthy.
That is, and that has to do with the operating system
That's
itself.
just because Windows Vista was a server operating system with a consumer interface on it. All the others are consumer operating systems that are designed to work more efficiently.
Yeah.
If it's a laptop, your battery will also last about 20% longer.
What about this tiny little chip?
This is a processor. This is what the brain of your computer looks like. This is a more complicated upgrade. You can spend anywhere from $150 up to $1,000 on a new processor. And the trouble is, it used to be gigahertz is a gigahertz. The more gigahertz you have in your processor, the faster it is. Kind of like a car. The faster the miles per hour, the faster the car. That's not the case anymore. Having a processor that has faster gigahertz does not mean it's going to work better doing what you're doing with the computer. So somebody who uses a computer for office work or AutoCAD or Photoshop needs different processors.
We're going to run out of time. Give us a quick word on that, because I want to talk about a special coupon before we have to leave you here.
This is a graphics card. This is the device that puts the picture on your screen. If you play first-person shooters and you're getting fragged all the time,
Right.
everyone's beating you, a new graphics card can increase your frame rate and enable you to have a better performance in your game.
A better picture.
Yeah.
Better picture, more
Faster
graphics.
refreshing.
Last week you were here talking about a coupon for a free hour of labor.
Yes.
Can you, because I'm not doing all that myself, I'm not touching with a 10-foot pole. Can I use that free hour of labor to install some of those upgrades?
Oh, absolutely. Everything that we showed on there, with maybe the exception of the hard drive, because we have to clone it from the old hard drive over, can be done in 1 hour or less. And if you're a new customer to Schrock, just mention that new customer coupon when you come in, and it takes care of the labor, which is usually more expensive than the part.
Make sure you mention it when you first get there so they know that you're a new customer, you saw it on the morning blend, all that, instead of trying to do it after the fact. 3 locations, Omaha, Papillion, and Lincoln, online at SchrockInnovations.com, and make sure you're paying attention to him on Facebook, because if you love his stuff here on air, which is every Monday, you're going to be able to access that same quality information every day through Facebook. Thank you, Thor.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
See you next week.
I'll wear my salmon next week.
Okay.